What's up, everybody? Brett here. Back today playing some more Battle Brothers Warriors of the North. Picking up a little bit after where we left off last time. But as promised, we are going to be engaging these Wolf Riders. Expecting them to step in on us. It's nighttime. We probably won't be able to kill all of them. Because what almost always happens whenever you fight these dudes. Why did you step out like that? Very weird. Is that they run. They really never just sit there and let you kill all of them. We'll wait here. We don't want to knock him back. And we'll see how many we get to kill before they start running away. Ooh, we missed our third swing. But if we step here, nice. Alright, come on, Gobbos. Let's make this quick. Could have used our one shot on this Goblin Skirmisher here, but he's not going to make it out alive. They've got a pretty scary little surround here, actually, on John the Wolf Rider. Okay, let's step back over here. We're missing everything because it's nighttime. Good kill. Alright, enough of that. Switch it out to the big hammer. And hammering a wolf just feels like one of the cold-bloodedest things you can do. Let's get that sword out. Okay, we missed that last attack. This is all about getting heads and decent experience for our newer brothers, and I think we're accomplishing that quite nicely. Just want to make sure we're tying everything down. They still have two here. I would not be surprised if they ran this turn. But I think we're already getting a pretty nice little haul off of this relatively easy enemy. Okay, he jumps in. I'll take it. Come on, guys. I know it's nighttime, but still. Jump in and get a better surround here. That way when we go for this, we have a much better chance of nailing it. Go for the decapitation. So today's episode, we're going to finish up the quest we're currently doing, and I want to try and explore a little bit. I mentioned previously that there are some legendary locations that we haven't discovered yet, and I want to try and at least find where those are. We have enough gold to head out and explore for a while. We're going to want to try and pick up some more provisions. Food, tools probably being the main things. None of this matters. We just need to finish this fight. The sooner we can get to exploring, the better. And the rest of this, we'll just let them go. Can't catch wolf riders. It's impossible. But yeah, there's a ton of area to the east that we haven't seen yet. And I'm excited to get to. Some minted silver coins. Probably just enough tools to repair some of the damage we took. A couple more heads. We came out here into the wilderness because we figured there might be a spot we could discover. So ambition fulfilled, we have 2 hammers. The men gather around to watch Sir Lancel's prowess as he practices his strokes against a pine tree. Crack, crack, crack. Behold the hammerhead. You could practically punch right through any helmet and have a good look what's inside that skull bowl. He swings once more and the tree trunk splits in the middle, with the upper half falling directly into the camp. Sir Muldoon Orcsbane scrambles up from his seat, spilling soup all over himself to narrowly avoid being crushed. Here I thought there was nothing new to see in the world, but I have never killed a man with a falling tree before. Sir Lancel shouts laughingly. You anticipate that you will fare well next time you come up against heavily armored enemies. Nice. And that's a nice morale boost. Armor? What armor? Nice morale boost considering we are switching out so many brothers. It's nice to get that because being in reserve makes brothers kind of unhappy, and a nice steady stream of ambitions being fulfilled will help to counter that. So what's this place? Tomb of Tombe. Not Harambe, Tombe. We don't know who is in here, which is telling me I kind of want to put in Zach over Ozzy, so that way we have access to our standard, in case there's going to be a lot of Geists. Alright, let's do it. I hope it's not a bunch of Necro-Savants. If we get in here and it's like 30 Honor Guard or something, we'll just run away. Pass with the archers, and then we'll do a hard pass with everyone else. Regular zombies, it looks like. We don't know how many fallen heroes and things like that are going to be in there. But the last time in the last episode, we went into a place that was called Tomb of something. And we ended up getting a unique hammer. So, see if the trend continues. That's a lot of heroes. Ugh. With some big weapons. Alright, John D. I don't care who you hit. Just hit people, please. Taking out a lot of the armor on these armored Wiedegangers. It's pretty important. When they finally do get into combat with our front line, they're going to be pretty squishy. Good job, Skeep. And still 2 unknowns, eh? There's a little bit of terrain here. If I was more worried about this fight, I would probably back everyone up. Make like a 3-man front line here, and then kind of a flank denial here. With archers probably here on these back 3 areas. This is a pretty great position. These 3 immovable pieces of terrain would allow us to make quite a few choke points. But I don't think we need to do that. I think Isaac plus Farog, Behemoth, and Gimli on the flanks are going to be enough to hack through everything we need to. So there is a Necromancer, that's good to know. We get rid of that guy. He was possessed. Pretty scary. Everyone else will do like a soft pass with. There's still 1 unknown enemy. Wouldn't be surprised. Okay. It's another Wiedeganger. Not sure if they're holding anything back to protect this Necromancer. They might not be. Spear wall in the center. Three out of 4 ain't bad. I see a fighting axe. I see a winged mace. I see 2 of these things. I forget what they're called, but big flails, essentially. And 1 morning star. Let's tie these guys here. Go for a line shot. This little bush here is going to help us out a lot, I think. And let's go for a decapitation. Perfect. And we'll pass. So this kind of leads me into a topic that I wanted to talk about. And that is the perk Recover. So someone in the comment section was really highly recommending that I take advantage of the Recover perk on brothers, especially brothers that are two-handed users. And I want to say a few things. First thing, I have always tried to take advantage of every perk in the game. One of the things I do pretty often is I'll even use perks that I don't like, sometimes for flavor, to add to kind of the uniqueness of a particular build. Sometimes I'll do it for experimentation purposes, and I have to say that I've kind of almost always been disappointed by Recover. So in our last playthrough, we had one or two brothers that had it. We never used it, and not because I didn't want to use it or because I didn't see occasion to use it. It was always kind of the worst of several options. And I think what ends up happening with my playstyle is kind of more of what makes it incorrect is kind of too strong of a word, but what makes it less optimal. So for those of you who don't know, let me just say first, Recover is an ability that allows you to regain fatigue. And brothers, unless you have huge 100+ fatigue, you know, you're going to get tired on any length of battle. Go for another decapitation there. And over time, long, atrocious fights, you'll find that you'll have opportunities to use Recover to regain that fatigue. Now, there isn't always a good time to do it. And I think that's mostly because of my playstyle, which is what I'm trying to articulate. It's kind of hard to think and do it at the same time. I have seen people play Battle Brothers in such a way where at most, like any given time during a battle, only a few of the enemy or the brothers on the field are engaged at a single time. When I play, I generally try and engage my entire front line together. I try and play very defensively for the first few opening rounds. And what that leads to is that the first few rounds, the fatigue on my frontliners doesn't matter, right? For the remaining rounds afterwards, my brothers really are always in the fight. There is not going to be a time where my brothers are not engaging. Another decapitation feels pretty awesome. Let's go ahead and step in here. And because my brothers are always engaging, the way fatigue recovery works is at the end of every turn, I want to say you get... We can go ahead and read here. So you recover at least 15 every turn. So there will never be a turn in which a brother is not able to take at least one action. And as long as my brothers are able to swing, especially my two-handed brothers, with which this was like most highly recommended, I understand the appeal of it. The players that I see playing, where let's say they'll have a tank out front, perhaps a lone wolf out front, what ends up happening with the way they play the game is that I kind of want to try this weapon here. We'll wait. Is that because they have a lot of units that are sort of sitting around not doing much, they get the opportunity to have brothers kind of take a turn off and rest. But my type of play is such that I basically never rest. My brothers are always trying to engage. I'm always pushing forward. The only reason I would ever pull a brother to the back or have them not performing some sort of aggressive action in a particular battle is because I am so worried about their health that I don't want them fighting anymore. So basically what I'm saying is I never have the time to use that as much as I want. Okay. Possessed is what's making me want to take him out first. Big hit from the Bardich there. Now while I recognize the usefulness of the ability to recover fatigue, it doesn't ever seem to fit my playstyle. So I often find myself having the ability to use Recover, and on the rare occasions where, let's say there's a lull in a battle and I get a chance to use it, it does come in handy, but for the most part my experience is such that I just plain old don't get the chance to use it. Step in here, get a little closer to the action. And that's kind of my thoughts on it. I don't know if I articulated it quite as well as I wanted to. But I have seen it used to great effect. I have played with it myself and used it to very little effect. I see its potential, but with my build strategy, basically it's not as effective. It's not its optimal use. And if I know for a fact that when playing in such a way that I'm going to get less use out of an ability, it just behooves me to not take that ability. All I'm doing is making myself worse, essentially. We might just want to switch back to the crossbow. Clear some space here. I don't really like Skeev's position, but I think we can help him out. Alright, Raynor. Hammer time, and you missed. No. So what I'm worried about here is a stun. 69 versus 79. Let's go for that. Get the banner out. Can't believe we missed twice. And step in. Decapitation doesn't really matter much against them, but against the fallen heroes, that is, decapitation doesn't do anything versus them. They just come right back. So here, this is kind of a good example, right? So I've reached the point on Svarog where I want to do a round swing. I want to do a round swing really bad, but I don't have recover. I don't have the fatigue to do it. But using recover would it would take action points, and it takes a turn, right? Instead, I want to keep taking advantage of reach advantage, which is also something that Svarog has access to. So what I'm going to do here, I don't want to stop attacking. I want to just keep attacking. I want to get this kill. I want to give myself my reach advantage. I don't want to take a turn off to recover my fatigue because I need to keep reach advantage is a pretty good example of something that I need to keep up. And at least at the bare minimum, I'll be able to use overhead strikes to hack people down until I'm either not surrounded anymore, in which case I am going to be able to recover fatigue, just kind of naturally. Or I'm going to be pushing forward, as is my strategy, my constant aggressive strategy. I'm going to be pushing forward, and I'm not going to be able to get a chance to do that anyway. And those are kind of my thoughts. I do not claim to be even an expert on Battle Brothers, even after having defeated, every enemy in the game on at least veteran difficulty. I still don't claim to be an expert in the game. There are some angles, there are some perks that I haven't used, very few of them. But I try to see the value in everything. It's part of my playstyle. It's part of my, I guess you could say like my philosophy as a gamer, is that I feel like the people who create the game have designs in mind, right? They have a purpose when they add in a perk or a strategy that you might not like. They still saw value in it, and I want to try and see the same value in it that they do. And that usually just requires a bit of testing. And sometimes you have to step outside of what you feel like is optimal in order to do that. I'm always the guy, in everything I do, I'm always the guy who doesn't do the meta. Really, no matter what it is. If I'm playing Magic the Gathering, I'm not going to be playing, the most hardcore standard build. If I'm playing, a MOBA, League of Legends, or Heroes of the Storm or something like that, I'm never going to be the guy who's min-maxing the best build. Sometimes I'll play whatever I think is the most fun, or I'll do whatever, something new. And I wish more people did that. It brings me back to the early days of gaming itself, and my early days as a gamer. I think if there ever comes a day when I just stop doing that, That'll probably be the day when I stop playing games. Because for me, that's not where the enjoyment comes. And I love stats and stuff as much as the next guy. I would also consider myself a stat nerd. But my enjoyment doesn't really come from winning, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It does certainly come more from just playing the game. Alright, are we finally going to get to use this thing? Let's look at its attacks. Pound. Pounding the target into the ground with a chain and striking head. Somewhat unpredictable, but able to strike over or around shield cover with a bit of luck. A target hit with enough force may be stunned for 1 turn. 30% chance to stun. That's beautiful. And it ignores the melee bonus granted by shields. That's awesome. And this is Thresh. Threshing all the targets around you, foe and friend alike, with a reckless round swing. Not hard to evade because it is not aimed at anything, but can be devastating if it connects. Has a chance to stun targets, hit for 1 turn. Be careful around your own men. So has a minus 15% chance to hit and only a 20% chance to stun. But it's a super powerful weapon, and we hit him in the head there, which is the only reason we didn't kill him. Let's take him out before he gets a chance to attack. Very nice. And we're going to go up here, and I think we're going to support Svarog. Need to start moving in on this Necromancer and his bodyguards. We don't want to go in, unsupported. Very good. We'll take out nearly headless Nick. Our armor is taking a beating up there. Let's get right up next to them, but not engage. I don't think we need more than Svarog and Zac to fight them. We'll surround them. That way, whenever the time comes... Can we move at all? No. We can make sure that the Necromancer can't escape. Goblin Sword coming in handy. Alright, those are some pretty dangerous resurrections. Close the gap. Put a little damage on him. Wait there. We want that fighting axe off the battlefield. I think we can jump in there. It gives them a chance to attack, and that's exactly what I figured would happen. But what we've done is we've opened them up to this. So that seemed pretty good. So no more reanimations, I don't believe. The only 2 reanimations they got last time were from him. So yeah, guys, I mean, like I said, that's my opinion on that particular perk. I have been wrong before. Even when it was mentioned to me in the comment section, my first response is to explain my reasoning, as best I can. I'm not a genius. Articulating can be hard for me. Explain my reasoning, and then ask you guys to explain yours because I'm super open to it. I want to be proven wrong pretty much at every step. I would love to add as many varying builds to my repertoire, I guess you could say, as possible. And that'll only happen if I'm open to new builds. Alright, big hit. Nice. Of course, we're not going to be able to jump in there. If we could get Jotnar in, that would be great. Kill him. No, not quite. Alright, a pushback is going to save the Necromancer a little bit of trouble. Don't want to leave anyone unsupported. Even someone as powerful as Farog can get unlucky. I don't think his HP is even touched though. Yeah, I mean he's in great shape. His armor is going to need heavy repairs, but if we just get some decent loot from this. Alright, time down with the hammer. I'm very impressed with the Bardich as a weapon. And this is kind of just what I mean. Like, we never didn't attack. Svarog was able to attack every single turn for the entire battle. I can't think of a single turn where I would have liked to take a turn off to use an ability like Recover. If Recover didn't cost action points, then it would just be like free fatigue. That would be awesome. And then now he kind of just recovers his fatigue as he travels. If he doesn't travel that far, or we could just let him sit still and he would be fine. Yeah, I expected that dude to come back. Let's just get a better surround here. Kill him. Oh my god, look at his head. Bardich. Good hit. Nice. Berserk Reset's going to let us get both kills. Down they go. No levels, though. And we recover the Decayed Coat of Plates. I think that's the best armor you can get off of them. And if you get this early enough in the game, it's a nice piece. We'll probably repair it, because I think it's worth a fortune. We also get the two-handed flail, the fighting axe. We did not get the winged mace. And we didn't get any of their helmets, which sucks. But that'll work. This is 240. Decayed Coat of Scales. So heavy. 42 fatigue. How many tools do we have? We're headed to a major city, to Strasbourg. They probably have tools for sale. So let's try and make the most of our trade. We'll fix those. Those aren't really worth anything. The flails are worth a good bit. So we'll fix those. Even the Morning Star is not bad. And the Arming Sword. Alright, I think that's enough. And that's going to give us all the heads we need. We'll visit here. They want us also, I'm assuming, to go up. Nothing there that we want. What are the prices like? Pretty poor to sell. They have a Shamshir. It's pretty cool. Yeah, this is not the place. But they might be the place to just buy more tools. And a ton more ammo. So that was 150. That puts us up to 400. So we can buy 2 more. Max is 500. We'll get 1 more War Dog. Alright, so let's head back up to Finsterwald. See maybe if the prices are a bit different there. They have safe roads, but they have a lot of things affecting the prices here. It looks like they're going to be awful. Yeah, 14. Anything at all in the taxidermist that we want to make? We got all these potions we can make. I'm not a big fan of them. I wish potions were refillable. I would use them. I think they need a little bit stronger of effects. And I think they also need to be reusable. Without those two things, I don't know if I'll ever find use for them. Well, I was hoping to get good prices there, but let's just hope to get good prices in Camp Waiter. Because we have a nice payday coming to us. Otherwise, we might go visit Dornan. What do you want us to do? Greenskins. Okay. Terrorizing Finsterwald. I mean, it's 1,000 crowns. To go way back up there where we don't really want to go. Okay, so Wonton Fu, we've done this many times before. We're getting this just in time, though. We're getting a flask of blessed water. As a monk, he just constantly makes it for us. And we also found some in the legendary temple location. I think it's here, the ancient temple. But yeah, let's head up to Wissendorf. If we're going to travel, we're going to need to buy a lot more food. We're also going to buy these tools here. Some bread. Some dried fruits. Puts us up to 8 days. What are the prices like here? Bear Hat says 16, which means no go. So greenskins again. Maybe they'll pay us more to do the same job, and they will. Okay. Defend Wissendorf and its outskirt from raiding parties by the greenskins. We'll do that. I don't know if our newbies are quite good enough at orc slaying. Would really like to have Lancel, Fritz, even maybe Mudun in there. Definitely Hans. And our superior crossbowman. But this also might just be a great time to let the other guys level. John D especially is not made to fight greenskins, but he's so close to leveling that I don't want to pull him out. And this rapier is just such a bad weapon versus them. Just thinking if we could temporarily give him something else. Even just something like that. Do we not have... I mean, we could give him an arming sword. I think is better than a cruel falchion. 35, 45, yeah. Let's just give him an arming sword, which isn't great versus the greenskins, but I think the fatigue is pretty low. We don't want to break our fencing sword on greenskin armor. I've done that before. It sucks. It appears the local militia have joined the battle, a ragtag group of men, but they'll be useful nonetheless. Now the question is where to send them. Fall in line, you'll be under my command. Go and defend the town hall. Defend the outskirts. We'll take them for ourselves. Now that you've decided to take some of the locals under your command, they ask how they should arm themselves for the battle to come. Huh. Sword and shield. Archers against greenskins. Probably not going to be very effective. And now we have a chance to pick up another ambition. Kind of a weird time, but let's do it. So sitting and jesting with the men while they check their kit, hone their blades, and mend their armor, your mind wanders off to thinking about new ideas for improving the company and its reputation across the lands. What is your conclusion, and what do you tell the men? We'll earn the trust of a noble house that takes forever. The best way to prove that we are the strongest company around is to defeat another mercenary company in battle, and to have over 50,000 crowns. Not that hard. We're probably going to be close to 30 by the end of this battle. And then if we sell off a bunch of junk, we'll probably be close to 35-ish maybe. It's not conceivable that we could pretty easily get to 50,000 crowns. Defeating another mercenary is not hard whatsoever, but you can really piss off some people if they're doing a job for someone. So you have to be careful. The best time to do this is during a noble war, which is not happening anytime soon. It's going to be one or the other. I think we should just perhaps try and stockpile. Okay, so if we're going to be using them as part of our command, having more archers is probably fine. I'm a little bit worried. I probably shouldn't be, though. Oh man, if these guys are around, we could pull in some greenskins into this, but I don't think we need to be that scared. 18. Some arbalisters, footmen, billmen, and a standard bearer. I mean, that's probably enough in and of themselves to defend against. Any greenskins that are coming. Lord, getting tons of scam calls right now. The greenskins are in sight. Prepare for battle and protect the town. Okay, I don't see them yet. No, stay. Maybe I could pull some peasants in. So just a plethora of orc young. That's nothing. Let's crush these dudes. Okay, a bit of terrain though. And the militia, they only give us 4 of them. Alright, now I wish I'd have given them bows, because I'm pretty sure they're just going to die. At least most of them have shields. Having this type of terrain definitely favors the orcs. It does let me use them though. Okay. Well, we shall use these guys in... Yes, we'll use them to defend our flanks. We got to get certain guys out of these weird elevations. We're going to get Svarog and Behemoth up here. You know what, let's actually bring at least one down here to try and help cover for Folkir. 53 versus 55. Let's go for the shirtless ones who aren't wearing shields, or aren't using shields. They hit super hard with those weapons. We'll step in here and use Indomitable. Swing and a miss. Step up there, give ourselves a little bit of elevation. Is he injured? No, fast adaptation. Okay. And we're going to want to use Indomitable where we can, where we think they might have the chance to jump in. Getting a little bit higher up on the hill. Pretty nice for Skeeb. Spear wall down the center. And we'll use these guys to fill gaps. Like that. We'll put him in front of Folkir, probably up on the high ground. And we're not going to let anyone stun us. I think we're good to go. Show me what you got, young. Oh man, you done messed up. We have multiple line shots. Yeah, and John, he's going to get stunned. We figured that would happen. The arming sword, oddly enough, is not that bad versus the orcs. The orc young, anyway. They're not very heavily armored. It's mostly the orc warriors that you have to worry about. And man, I wish Behemoth was Svarog right now. Actually, he can't hit these guys. He's too low. Let's go for the stuns. And we don't get those. We'll use this Wilhelm dude here to cover our back. It's nice having these extra bodies to fill the gaps. I can only imagine how awesome it is doing the peasant playthrough. Just never have a gap in your front line ever. And I think we've managed to successfully corral them in one of two directions. Cool. So we can start rotating our frontliners here to either side. Let's go for this line shot. They're on a low elevation, so our chances to hit are probably great. Sword time. Let's go for another line shot. And we don't hit the one with no shield who's on the low ground. That's pretty bad odds. And stepping in prevents them from charging us. I don't really want to get these guys killed, so I don't quite want to step in. But I think our positioning is fine. Let's see what they've got for the next turn. Throwing weapons, eh? Yeah, Willem. That's okay. He took a hard hit for Svarog, which is nice. Behemoth just needs to get a kill. He's kind of wavering right now, which is no good. That hurt. That hurt pretty bad. Being pushed off that high ground was not nice for us. It also did a little bit of damage. It kind of set us back a little bit. The elevation makes that a little wonky. Can we get him? We do. He wants to run now. Let's keep going for the stun. Nice. Decapitation. Got it. 2 big hits and super bleed means that guy is toast. Get him, Yodnar. We cut his artery, so he's going to bleed. And now we have a round swing. Should be beautiful. And indeed it was. Multiple injuries. And we're back on top. Hopefully we don't get pushed off again. Alright, we got runners. I don't want them to take my kills. Let's just move up here in case they kill this dude. Move our crossbowmen a little bit closer to the action, maybe? If you survive this, man, I'm going to be surprised. Okay, we'll take that. He's still alive. I don't know about you guys, but I'm rooting for him. Alright, that's going to free everyone down here up to go do something else. So there's probably a bigger, more dangerous force than this one that we're going to need to confront. Otherwise, they're paying us a lot of gold for a pretty easy quest here. Can we get up? Nope. Alright, pass with everyone else. This is just simple mop up at this point. Get in there. Come on, y'all. Down he goes. That hero. That Prince of Maine. I want to pass with him just to make sure my men get the kills. Well done. Behemoth finally gets his revenge after spending the whole fight not able to do much. You know what? Do it, militiaman. There you go. You deserve that. We'll take all the loot. Oh no, we picked up a cap. That's sad. So flesh and bone scattered across the field, hardly discernible from one owner to the next. Black buzzards cycle overhead, halos of chevron, shadows rippling over the dead. The birds waiting for the mourners to clear out. Behemoth the Black comes to your side and asks if they should start the return trip to Friedrich of Wissendorf. You leave the side of the battlefield behind and nod. So I guess that was it. That was almost 3,000 crowns for that. And we barely had to do anything. Seems good. And now we have a pretty full pack. And I want to head over to Dornan to sell everything that we have. Maybe we'll pick up an easy quest. Maybe something that will allow us to travel to Strasbourg and get paid to do it. Alright. Let's see if we can't get rich. And a 3-skull contract, haven't seen one of those in a minute. And the prices here are good. So we're going to make about, what is that, 11 plus 64? Okay. So 75 crowns on each of these. That was worth it. Still kind of wanting to hold on to things like long axes for when we eventually fight the Scrat. Because we will. And we're going to want to have axes. Fighting axes. I mean, I guess we could hold on to that. Prices here are great. Yeah, this is 470. This is 382. They're way too heavy though, and we're just going to sell them. So how many of these bludgeons do we have? We have 5 of those and 4 of the gnarly staffs. That's pretty much all we really need. Check on our food supplies. Let's get some fish. Let's get some venison. That puts us up to 8 days. We don't have much alcohol. Get up to 9. Man, we didn't get to 10. What do we need? What are we missing? That put us up to 10. Okay, so there are no tools here. Fletcher for anything rare. Wants us to kill some goblins. East of Wissendorf, which I think is exactly where we want to go. So it'll probably be over here somewhere, which is where we're trying to travel. So yeah, that's perfect. That's exactly the type of quest I'm looking for. They're going to pay us to go to a place we already want to go to. They're even going to pay us a bit in advance. It's going to allow us to trek back towards the area we kind of already want to go to. We'll revisit Strasbourg, and we'll take this place, and I think we'll try and travel down here and maybe make a big loop. And it's nice because along the way we can pick up extra supplies. Wissendorf, we just visited. There's not going to be anything there for us. But Strasbourg is worth stopping at always because they have an armor and a weaponsmith. Now we've been there somewhat recently, but I think a day or two maybe has passed. And hopefully they have some new supplies. No, not quite. "9 days, eh?" Eat some mushrooms. That puts us back up to 10, which I think is a pretty safe number. And you know what? If we're going to do the type of exploring I think we're going to do, I'm going to get rid of this footman's armor. And I'm probably going to sell off just maybe like 2 of those and the fighting axe, in anticipation of us coming across a lot of locations that we want to tear down. So let's go ahead and see what's over here at the Sharp Blades ambush. They said goblins. We are no stranger to fighting goblins. I don't necessarily want to fight them at night. Jotnar level 17. Keep pumping that fatigue. Did no one else level? No. Okay. For this battle, I'm real sick of fighting goblins. Let's bring our archers in. A plethora. Ooh, I missed what it was. You should have known better. You've stepped right into a goblin trap. They have their soldiers placed all around while the company is standing around like a bunch of sheep to the slaughter. Watch out. So it was a plethora of something. Looked like skirmishers maybe. And oh no. Plethora of all kinds of stuff. Okay. Pretty annoying. We are basically surrounded by ranged units. The Wolf Riders at least will come in and get slaughtered. Some of these choke points are going to be beneficial. It's mainly going to be a matter of trying to protect our archers while we counter skirmish the ambushers. The Wolf Riders will go down quickly. This probably just straight up favors us. It's just going to be annoying trying to take them down. Alright, can't beat that. Let's reveal this battlefield here. Would be cool though if maybe there was a champion on the field. But I don't see any. %. Let's go ahead and take the aim shot for the 50. And we whiff. The great thing here is Svarog is like plugging this entire hole all by himself. Person I'm the most worried about here is John. He's still kind of too fresh of a brother to be in this sort of fight all by himself. So let's get Jotnar here. That'll make a nice kind of 3-man crew. And this is another area they can't get past. I think we've sealed ourselves in effectively. Yeah, this is a wall. There's a tree, a tree, a tree, tree, bush, rocks. So we're sealed in now. They can't get in with anything to attack our archers, which is nice. The only problem is I would not choose John to be in this position. If he was up here and we had a concave, that would be better. But the Wolf Riders, the Skirmishers, they're going to have a bad day. Would like to put at least one of our archers here on this high ground. But because of all the bad lines of sight, you'll see these ambushers make really weird movements. One second, guys. I'm going to go ahead and blow my nose. Still a little bit sick. Yeah, they're focusing down John pretty heavily. What kind of shots do we have? Okay, I'll take that. Let's get up here with Zach. If we get this kill, we can step forward with Behemoth, which closes off this gap here and lets Skeeb go and do something else. Although I guess there's really no point. We can step in here. Step back. Alright, we want to kill the guys that are surrounding John. Prioritize that. Perfect. And Behemoth can kind of hold this gate here. And Wonton can hold this entire position by himself. I don't think we have any extra moves. We could use Adrenaline to go first. Probably pop that goblin before he's able to do anything. Him too. Let's do that. I feel like they're going to run. If we don't. Just like that, down he goes. And now we've got an extra body on that other Wolf Rider to make sure he doesn't escape. Still 15 left. Good use of footwork there from them to get this skirmisher away. Do you not see Behemoth? Look at this guy. Look at Isaac. You have to be mad to want to fight these dudes. I love the story someone wrote in the comment section about how this helmet was being used as a toilet. Like a chamber pot for the goblins. It's pretty sick. Good kill. And then we just kind of rescued it from the Goblin City. Yeah, that should be another easy one. Let's pass. Some decapitations there, which will let us step forward here. We'll pass because I think we're going to be able to cut a hole in this formation, which will allow Skeeb to step into it. Nice. Just a few more kills and I'm sure they'll all start running. There's absolutely no way we'll be able to catch him unless we use adrenaline, and then even then we might not be able to. But we'll still try. And this is what I was talking about here. We made ourselves a gap. And now we have even more points of contact. Dang, we still couldn't get there. So everyone who can get away is getting away. I guess it's just easier crowns for us. Can't shoot him point blank. He's not running. So let's get out one of our unique pole hammers. And I was going to be pretty happy if we smashed him. But we did not. Okay. A few too many whiffs there. They'll probably be able to escape now. Very good. He jumped right to Svarog. I've never seen that happen. That's pretty awesome. I guess him being hidden in the bushes sorted that out. Pretty funny. Imagine Svarog jumping out of the bushes at you with his huge sword. Peace out, Gabo. Still with the footwork. Yeah, we're not going to catch him. It's the last one still fighting. 2 hits there would have been pretty helpful, man. John D is just not the archer I wish he was. That'll work. And that's going to be the rest of our round. And we're looking like we're near the end of today's episode, but I want to get a bit of exploring done before we go. It's over. John D levels. Good chance for him to get a few more stats. Power up a little bit so that he feels more at home in our company. It was a good fight. It sure was. So he needs stuff. He needs a lot of stuff. Dodge is great. He also needs nimble. We will take a 4 in HP, a 3 in fatigue, and we're going to take, I guess, a 3 in melee skill, even though he's being used as an archer. So happy to finally have the nimble, dodge kind of synergy put together. We don't need Brawny. His gear is going to be so light, it won't affect him at all. And his resolve is a little bit low, but that's nothing that a decent necklace won't help him with. And the idea is that he'll be so fast that no one can catch him anyway. What do we already have on John D? Do we have... We already have Pathfinder and we already have Footwork. Those are the 2 big ones. Very good. Alright, I wish it was not nighttime right now because I'd like to get on top of this mountain real quick and see what's around me. So maybe by the time we get here it'll be dawn. What do we see? Ruins of Stormwatch Keep. Okay. That's tempting to take. I don't necessarily want to take a battle right now. I want to explore down here. And we'll see what we see. I'm sure there'll be plenty of battles for us to take on this kind of circuitous route. We already know about this place, the exposed mass grave. I think that was a pretty dangerous location if I remember correctly. You come to a man standing in the path. He's got a shovel yoked over both shoulders. His hands crucifixed across each side, and he's dripping with mud. He glances up, this golem of earth, and asks where you're going. Before you answer, he interrupts. Don't go that way. Don't go no way. They're everywhere. I was digging, you see. Digging to get to them first, but they know. They where we are. Don't go nowhere because they're everywhere. Don't go nowhere because they're everywhere, and they know. They know, don't you see? He presses his head forward, his cringing face crooning forth from his dripping arms like some muddied bat come to feast on your dreams. You ease past the man. Folkir Runeblade looks him up and down, shrugs, and follows you. The Jarls of Jorvik have no time for such madman. That's concerning. So that's basically foreshadowing of the upcoming undead crisis. The undead are essentially like crawling out of their pits. And that man was kind of trying to, I guess, destroy them before they could do that. Another goblin place. Fighting goblins in the woods at night, for me, is like the worst thing I could ever do. I hate it. Let's wait for daytime, see what we can see. Oh my god, I was about to say that. I was going to say, well, you know what would be great? If we found the ancient Spire, which is a legendary location we haven't found yet, and it revealed a ton of this area for us. Because that's what it does. So let's do that. Awesome. I know what I'm naming the video now. That's super cool. And we still might take this fight. I mean, it's a location, might have some good loot. But let's head in. A thin spire reaching high into the sky. The view from the top must be staggering. So what it does is it reveals a big area of the map. And let's read it together. The spire is twice as tall as any castle you've seen, and narrower than any tower. It's as though someone had all the material to build a fortress, and instead of building the bastion, they built the spire. Cat of the Footman squints as he looks up at its rise. Like it just goes on forever, sir. Damn near right to the clouds. You enter with a map and a few men. Inside you find a glass sphere sitting on a hollowed lectern. Inside the bulb sits some powdery remains. Perhaps the last issuance of magic. You know not. The intuition tells you that whoever dwelled in this slender refuge did not always take the stairs, but you'll have to. The climb is brutal and long. At the top you find yet another bulb, this one jagged and shattered, and beneath the glass a skeleton. A broken staff lies nearby. You shake your head and head towards the crenellations, like some wizards. It reminds me of the Gandalf-Saruman duel in Lord of the Rings. And the, what do they call those things? The Palantir? The Seeing Stones? A broken staff lies nearby. Okay. So far are the sights. The world itself seems to curve at the horizon. A strange trick of the eye, no doubt. Everyone knows the world is flat. Let's not get crazy here. You draw the geography upon your map. Take a 5-minute breather, then descend back down. When you get to the bottom, the skeleton is there with its staff beside it, and the busted bulb is on the lectern. The whole group of men run out of the door, and you're hot on their heels. Looking back, you see the spire's gate slowly close with a mighty metal clank. Well, at least we got the lay of the land. So check that out. It's not... Man, we didn't really find anything. That sucks. I mean, it does help. But it looks like there's more land here. I thought it was a bit bigger than that. I thought it was like really. I thought it was going to be a pretty huge area. But, I mean, I'll take what I can get. And I guess we'll walk past that place. We'll leave it for another day. Come down here. Clear up this little spot there. Ooh, a warlord. Oh, this could be a brutal fight. Some young, some berserkers, many warriors. Probably like 24, I would guess. Which we can definitely fight. We can kill those guys with our A-team. We can't do it with dudes like John in. Even Ski probably is a bit of a liability. We would want Lancel. I don't hate this. You've got to go, buddy. Leisure Side and Ragnar need to come in, which means one more person has to come out. Honestly, it could just be Wonton. Let's center everything back the way I like it. Something like that, affording us a little more opportunity for heavy two-hander type damage. Also kind of like having Hans in as well. I could see putting Hans in for someone. Maybe Behemoth. Fritz is not the best. Fatigue-wise, and then he also has a military cleaver, which isn't amazing versus the orcs. He is a solid defensive brother, though. I'm leaning towards taking out Fritz for Behemoth. If Behemoth was 11, it would be kind of a no-brainer. We'd leave him in. I think this is a fine crew, though. Something like that. And we'll look to do this in tomorrow's episode. We'll keep exploring. We'll see a bit more of what's out here. We'll probably take this fight and perhaps one more. In between, we'll see how we can heal up. Maybe there's something here, maybe not. Pretty sure there's got to be stuff out here. The watermill was there. We just found the Spire. But there's got to be... We're still missing... What are we missing? We're missing the trees, which are pretty spooky. But that'll heal somebody of all their like permanent injuries. And we're also missing the Stonehenge place, which will let us begin our Kraken quest. I think that's it. But anyway, guys, that's going to be it for me today. Thank you so much for watching. It was a fun episode. I'm happy to be making some sort of progress, even if it's just exploring or leveling up a few brothers here and there. We're well on our way. And when we get all the way back around, and we're back over in Dornan, I think that'll be the time to go up to the witch's hut. And I don't know why. There's nothing holding us back from taking that fight, and I would like to go ahead and do it. So guys, thank you so much for watching. Once again, my name is Brett. Channel's Goodtalk Gaming. I probably said that already. I don't know. But as always, y'all, I will see you in the next one. Take care.